I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces. And then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like, I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know. That was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the woman you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, the definition of game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Top Soil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, yo. What's good? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the motherfucking dating game. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. What's good? Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to my lady April MC in the building. What's good? My lovely lady April MC. Shout outs to Studio Horror Music. Shout out to June Sports, Champ Lee, AJ Lino, Phoenix Smile, Steve O Baby, AT in the chat. What's going on? Money Mitch. What's good? Frankie Shy, TMJ, Jungle Strut, Ross is in the building. Joe Blast in the motherfucking building. Captain Creator, Unique 79 in the motherfucking building. Shout out to you. Who else we got up in here? Dan Frank, Barrow Full of Last Studios is in the building. What's going on? John Mayer is in the building. Beloved is in the building. What's going on? Who else we got up in here? Shout out to Blastomatic is in the motherfucking building. Ludway is here. Frankie Shy, Olafemi was popping. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all tuning in. You feel what I'm saying? So today, guys, we're talking about why giving women less makes you more attractive. You know what I'm saying? We about to get into it. You feel what I'm saying? We about to get into that. But before we get into all of that, guys, remember, make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com.
Do it! Just do it!
Go to badboymembership.com. That's where you get 45 to 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Make sure you guys do that. Also, make sure that you guys go to masculineidentity.com to get the Masculine Identity Soap. You feel what I'm saying?
Do it!
Make sure you guys do that.
Just do it!
Yeah. Make sure you guys get that going. You feel what I'm saying? Also, make sure you guys go to masculineidentitymembership.com to join the Masculine Identity membership. And also, make sure that you guys go to this special place. Hold on, let me try to put it up on the screen real quick. Make sure that you guys go to this special place right here, which is called Shop Locario. So make sure you guys go do that. You feel what I'm saying? Go to shoplocario.com and you guys can get your online dating consultations with myself and April. Make sure you guys get the online dating consultations. These are fire. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you guys do that. And you can also get the books, the audio programs, the video programs, all here. It's all here, man. So you guys can do that and get that shit cracking. So make sure that you guys go to shoplocario.com and get that going. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys do that. All right, so let's jump into this. Let's get into this game. So we're talking about why giving women less makes you more attractive, right? Now I'm going to simplify this as much as I can, right? So that you guys get the bigger picture of what this means. Right now, what you have to understand is that what makes you attractive to women, right, is how valuable a woman sees you, right? So what happens is that based on the value she sees in you, that's how she's going to see you as attractive. The more value she sees in you, the more attractive, right, she sees you as. So now, what happens is that you have to understand that when a woman is dealing with you and interacting with you, right, she's not doing this in a vacuum, right? She's interacting with you, but also interacting with other guys. She also has experience with talking to other men. There's other men that she's, interacted with in her life, right? She has other guys talking to her right now where you're trying to talk to her and all these different things. So what happens is naturally when a woman is, dealing with a bunch of different dudes, she's going to compare. Or when a woman is dealing with men in general, she's going to say, okay, these guys are like this and these other guys are like that, right? These guys over here are cool. These guys over here are weird. These guys over here are attractive. These guys over here are creepy. You understand what I'm saying? So she's going to, differentiate those, the different types of guys based on her experience and based on, what's going on out here in these streets, right? So now, the reason why giving women less makes you more attractive is because most guys are trying to give women more. You understand? So, this is what most guys do. What most guys do is that they meet a woman and they try to give the woman so much upfront so soon, right? And the reason why they're doing this is because they're trying to get the woman to like them. So it's like, hey, let me do all these things. And hopefully if I do all these things, then you will like me and you will want me. And what guys are doing is they're trying to outdo the other guy who's doing a lot more. So one guy's like, let me pay your rent. Let me get your nails done. Right? Another guy's like, well, let me pay your rent and get your nails done, and I'm gonna take you out to this fancy dinner. Another guy's like, hey, let me pay your rent and get your nails done and talk to you on the phone for 2 hours. So all of these guys are doing all these things to try to win her over. You understand? Even the concept of winning her over, you understand what I'm saying, is ridiculous because this is what guys are doing. And by them doing this, this makes them less attractive. Right? And it makes them less attractive because all of them are doing the same thing and they're in competition to get with her. Right? So now, if those guys are less attractive who are doing more, then what happens is that the guys who are doing less are what? More attractive. Because they stand out from the crowd of the guys who are doing more. They stand out from the guys who are simping and tricking. So what happens is that when you are doing less, she's like, well, this guy must be valuable because the guys that I see who are not valuable are doing more. You understand? So by him just doing less, he has to be more valuable than these guys. There has to be something about him that is different than the other guys because the other guys I don't like are doing this, and that. They're waiting on me hand and foot. They're simping, they're tricking, they're doing everything to try to get my attention. This guy's not trying to get my attention. Why? This guy is not fucking, going all out to try to please me. Why? This guy's not trying to spend all day on the phone talking to me. Why? When all these other guys are doing it. See, there has to be something different about this guy, right? And so the issue is a lot of guys don't realize this and they think the way to make shit happen when it comes to attracting women is to do more. So they're like, well, if I do more, if I'm more romantic than the next guy, she'll want me. If I'm nicer than this other guy, she'll want me more. If I'm more accommodating than this other guy, she'll be more attracted to me. You see what I'm saying? And all it does is that it does the opposite because understand this, like I said earlier, the woman sees you as attractive, the more value she sees in you. So if you're a guy who could spend 2 hours on the phone with a woman you just met, a guy who's willing to spend a lot of money with a woman you just met, a guy who's willing to roll out the red carpet for a woman you just met, how valuable of a guy can you be when you are treating her like this prize when you just met her? You understand? Because understand, she knows herself. She's been living with herself for how many years? She's 26, 32, whatever age she is. She's been around herself all this time. You just met her last week. And you are doing all these things, treating her special, putting her on a pedestal. And she's like, why is he doing all of this? What did I do to deserve this? Right? She knows that she doesn't deserve it. And so because you're doing this as if she deserves it, then what happens is she has to see you as less valuable. You understand? Now, the guy who's doing less, who's not spending time on the phone with her like that, the guy who is not buying her gifts and doing all this other extra shit, she's like, he's more valuable than the other guy doing all the other stuff. You understand? And guys, if you have a question, put a Q in the chat, and I'm going to get to your questions at the end. If you guys want to call up, the call-in number is 646-481-3901, 646-481-3901 is the number, right? So what you guys have to understand is this. The reason why you doing less makes you more attractive is because by doing less, you communicate to the woman, right, that she has to do more to get more out of you. Okay? See, the guy who's doing more, what he's essentially saying is, you can get as much as you want out of me by doing nothing but existing. You understand? So that guy's not attractive. See, when you do less, the message you send to the woman is, you have to do more to get more out of me. And not only do you need to do more, you need to do more based on how I want it done. You understand? Because check this out. This really fucks up a girl's mind. Sometimes women on their own try to do more to get a guy who's doing less to do more by her just doing her own thing. So for example, let's say a woman is interested in a guy and he's giving her less. And then she says, ooh, let me buy him some gifts, right? So she buys some gifts. She spends money on him and buys him gifts. She's like, well, if I buy him gifts, then he'll give me more time or energy. So she buys him gifts and he still doesn't give her more time and energy. And now she's scratching her head. She's like, what? But wait, but I did more for him. Why am I not, getting more? Right? And then he tells her, hey, listen, I want you to do A, B, and C. And then she does A, B, and C, and she's consistent with that. And then she realizes, oh, he's giving her a little bit more because she's listening to what he says. So now she says, oh shit, I gotta listen to what he says and do what he wants in order to get more out of him. So what happens? Then now she says, okay, cool. I'm gonna cooperate more with him to get more out of him because he's so valuable. I want more of this value. How do I get more of this value? I got to do more for him. What type of more do I have to do for him? The things that he wants me to do. And what's interesting about this is a lot of times this stuff doesn't even need to be communicated. It's just the woman sees it based on how you move. You understand? And remember, she's constantly comparing you to the other guys who are giving her more. You understand? So if you have a guy who is talking to a woman he just met for 2 hours and another guy, he, matched with her in a dating app and he just says, hey, let's meet at Friday at 8:00. And it's only Tuesday and he doesn't text her, call her. He doesn't do anything. What happens is that when she's comparing those two guys, the guy who's giving her less, which means the guy who's not talking to her on the phone, is more valuable than the guy who's talking to her on the phone. See, the more time and energy you put in, the less valuable you are. The less time and energy you put in, the more valuable you are. And then what happens is that she will get more time, energy, attention, and all this other stuff as she puts in more work. Because what happens is that when she gets more of your time and energy, remember, because your time and energy is valuable. There's a price to pay for your time and energy. So what happens is that when she gets more of your time and energy, she equates the time and energy she gets from you with the work she put in to get the time and energy. So now imagine a random guy's giving her all this time and energy for her doing nothing, and another guy's giving her time and energy for her doing something. Which of these guys' time and energy is more valuable? The one where she had to do nothing or the one where she had to do something? You see what I'm saying? This is what you guys have to understand about this. This is why I tell you guys, listen, when you set up a date, just set up the fucking date. Don't be talking to the girl on the phone all week. This is why I say when you first start fucking with a chick, right? It should just be, y'all basically fucking for the first 3 months. Why? Because you're giving her less. You're giving her less. You're more valuable. So when you give her more, what you give her is more valuable. So after those 3 months of fucking, and you say, hey, you know what? Let's go out to get something to eat. And she's like, oh my God. Right? Because listen, you're doing the same thing that the other guy's doing, right? You're taking her to dinner, but the other guy took her to dinner on the first date. He rolled out the red carpet on the first date. You took her to dinner on the 4th month. She's earned the dinner with you. The dinner she had with the other guy, he just gave it to her for existing. Which dinner, which experience is more valuable? You see what I'm saying? This is what I try to tell you guys. So the problem is that you have a lot of guys out there, unfortunately, they don't understand this because they listen to what women say and they don't understand what women respond to. So women will say, I want a nice guy. I want a guy who's going to treat me like a princess. I want a guy who's going to be there for me. I want a guy who's going to, care about my, what I want and what I like and what I need and be there and be attentive and accommodating and a gentleman and all this other stuff, right? So she's saying all this stuff and guys are listening. So they're trying to outcompete all the other guys doing that same goofy ass shit. They're trying to be more romantic than the next guy. They're trying to be more of a gentleman than the next guy. They're trying to be more of, a nice guy than the next guy, right? They're trying to show that they're not scared of commitment like the other guy. They're ready to commit now. They want to show that they're a marriage-minded guy, I'm not like one of these hooligans out here. Girl, I would never break your heart. I'm not like that. And so the guy showers her with gifts, money, attention, time, energy. And the woman will take it because it'll feed her ego. But deep down, what happens is that she ends up treating these guys like shit because she realizes that she doesn't see any, value in these dudes because they're just willing to give her everything just because. And so this is what I'm telling you guys is that you give the woman less, you're going to be more attractive because what happens is that she needs to put in work to get more of you. You understand? But see, this only happens when you guys are not making the game about women. See, all of you guys who make the game about women, this is why you fuck up, because when you make the game about women, this is when you're doing more. You understand? When you make the game about you, you're doing less. Because if you, guys, think about this. If you were honest with yourself, you would realize that a lot of times when you're doing shit for women, you're only doing those things because you think if I do this, I will get sex. If you knew how to get sex or make some other shit happen with women without doing those things, you wouldn't do it. You understand? So essentially what happens is that you're making it about the woman by doing these things for her in order to try to get sex and try to get access to her, right? When a guy understands that the game is not about him, or the game is not about the woman, right? What he does is that he understands the game is about him and he just does what he wants. That's it. Well, let's take some calls, man. You guys call up 646-481-3901. So 205, what's popping? Who this?
Locario, Stefan, Birmingham. What's going on, man?
What's up? Did you donate though? I see. I got you.
Yeah, okay, for sure.
So what's going on, man? What's good with you?
So I want to ask, it's kind of tied into what Joe Blast asked, and I know you save them for the end, but it's very important. Is the nexus between how the woman, how the value is, I'm sorry, going with the topic, I done lost, why giving her less, is the nexus her having to have high interest in you? Meaning, if I put her, I ain't gonna say put on ice, but if I don't give her all that initial attention, does she have to have high interest to stick around? And I'm asking that because I had a situation happen where basically I was at a club, met this girl. Well, me and my buddy, we saw two girls. We both sat down. He was initially talking to her, and I ain't never had this happen in my life. She just got up and said, look, I want to talk to him. So she talks to me. Long story short, I'm like, oh, okay, this girl feeling me. I hit her up the next day. I set a date for Tuesday. And she agreed. The next thing you know, she didn't respond anymore. And so I followed the program of what you were saying. So I took it as though she must didn't have high interest.
Right.
And so is that the nexus of for a woman to receive less from you and still value you, she has to be invested with high interest. Is that, am I understanding?
Yeah, well, high interest is the point of it all, because what happens is that when a woman doesn't have high interest in you, you have to do more in order for her to even bother to deal with you at all. You understand what I'm saying? This is why, like, for example, if a woman is not attracted to you, this is why you have to compensate with money. This is why you'll tell a girl, hey, let's go out to get drinks or some shit. And she'll say, oh, but I don't drink. Can we go get dinner instead? Why? Because you need to do more, because going to get drinks with you is not advantageous to her because she's not really that into you. So since she's not that into you, she's like, I'd rather get dinner instead, because dinner will compensate for the fact that she's not into you. So she's like, well, at least if I'm hanging out with this dude I'm not really into that much, let me at least get some food out of it. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what happens is when a woman has high interest in you, and this is the key, follow what I'm about to say, when she has high interest in you, right? The attention that she gets from you, the interaction that she gets from you, right, is worth a lot because she has high interest. So because it's worth a lot, you don't have to do a lot.
Got it. So the interest that she has in you is essentially the looks, the money, the clothes, the status. That's what compensates her, is the value that she sees in you. And by any little thing you do, it basically reciprocates to her that, oh man, he is really into me, I'm really into him, based on the fact that she's really, really interested in you. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, it's not just like your looks and your money and all that other stuff.
I'm using that as I'm being facetious when I say that. I'm just saying as in the thing that people normally would have to overcompensate to get a woman who's not really interested in them. The woman who's really interested in them don't need all that, because she's just into you.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You're right. So if she's into you, right, that means that anything that she experiences with you is valuable, right? So what I'm saying is that because she sees you as valuable, then what happens is that you giving her just a little bit is more value than a guy giving her a lot, the other guy giving her a lot. So I'll give you a perfect example, right? Let's say a woman was, I'm just using it as an extreme example. Let's say a woman was on a date with a guy and she was like, he's okay, whatever, right? And so he took her out to dinner, right? Took her to a movie after the dinner, right? And then after the movie, they went on a walk in a park, and then he also went and got her dessert and all. So he spent, like, let's say 5 hours with this chick, right? Now, she's like, oh yeah, this was cool, right? Now, let's say, and I'm just using it as a crazy example. Let's say, she was leaving a department store or whatever, and she saw Drake, right? And she's like, oh my God, Drake, can I get a picture? And he's like, yeah. They take a picture, he give her a hug, and he says, nice to meet you. And he walks off. He only spent a minute with this woman. That minute is more valuable than the whole 6 hours, 5 hours she spent with the other nigga.
Right. It's like meeting with the president. You You see him one time, and you might get a brisk of his wind.
Right.
But the fact you in the vicinity, oh man,
Right.
you cold with
So that, right. So that's right. So that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that minute she spent with Drake is more valuable than the 5 hours she spent with the other dude. Now, notice Drake did less than the other dude. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that this is why you could tell a chick, hey, let's go hook up real quick. And then she comes to your house, you fuck her for 15 minutes and kick her out. And she's like, oh my God, this is amazing. I love this guy. She wants to see you again. Whereas another dude is whining and dining her, talking to her on the phone for 2 hours. And now she's like, yeah, whatever. Right. But the 15 minutes you spent with her was way more valuable than the 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours this nigga spent with the other chick, with the other dude. You understand what I'm saying?
Listening to that, it made me remember, and I encourage everybody listening, man, please learn how to vet women through Locario's membership, because I remember, you know how you taught her how to vet. It's some letters in the alphabet that all of the words begin with. For how to vet. And so I remembered, and now that I realized it, the woman who I thought was really interested wasn't because her behavior didn't with high interest. It was just in that moment, she said something that made it, you know what I'm saying? So now that I think about it, it really wasn't high interest anyway.
Right.
So, man, you answered that very well, and I appreciate that, and that's all I needed for today, man.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Appreciate the call, fam. All right. Yes, sir. All right. So, guys, call up 646-481-3901. 646-481-3901 is the number. And so this is what I'm telling you guys. So what I'm telling you guys is that you have to understand, right? Perceived value. So if a woman perceives you as extremely valuable, you don't have to do more, because any little thing you give her is amazing. This is why I say to you guys, when you first fuck with a girl, just fuck for the first 3 months. Her coming over to your house and you fucking her and that's it. That's amazing to a woman who has high interest in you, who sees value in you. See, a lot of guys, what happens is they don't see value in themselves. So when they first start fucking with a chick, they feel like, man, I got to take her out somewhere fancy. I gotta, roll out the red carpet. I got to do something extra for her because she's so bad and blah, 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 blah. Right. And this is where y'all fuck up, because you don't see value in yourself. You're trying to prove to a chick that you have value by doing all this extra shit. But all you have to do is see value in yourself. Right. And then what you do is that you only deal with the women who are seeing that same value in you. Do you understand? And you act as such every time you're dealing with women, period. But see, it has to start with you first. This is what I was saying on the other day, on another show the other day. I said that the game is psychological, because what you do is that you basically tell yourself, hey, I'm the shit, right? And so a woman that's dealing with you has to agree with you that you're the shit. This is why I stress cooperation, because you know what cooperation is? All cooperation is a woman agreeing with you about how you see you. So if I say I'm the shit, I'm only going to deal with a woman who thinks I'm the shit. How do I know a woman thinks I'm the shit? She's following what the fuck I'm saying. She's doing what I'm saying. She's following my lead. She's cooperating. The cooperation is her saying, I agree with you, Locario. You are the shit. That's why I'm following you. You are the man. That's why I'm doing what you want to do. So when a woman is being resistant and a woman is not following your lead, what is she saying? She's saying, I don't agree with how you see yourself. Because if you see yourself as the shit and I'm telling you no, or I'm giving you resistance, that means that I don't agree. So guys, why would you fuck with a woman who doesn't agree? You see what I'm saying? But the pickup artist is gonna say, but Locario, she's just shit testing, bro. She's just giving you a little shit, man. Don't worry about it. You just gotta push through her resistance, man. And see, that guy who's the pickup artist, what is he doing? He's doing more. So what happens when he's doing more? He's less attractive. So if a woman is giving you shit and giving you that energy, and you continue to deal with her, what are you doing? You're doing more. If a woman is giving you shit and you fall back, what are you doing? You're giving her less. Who's more attractive? The guy giving her more, or the guy giving her less? You see what I'm saying? This is, guys, this is not rocket science. But see, the problem is that a lot of guys are not going to get this. And the reason why they're not going to get this is because they don't have game. Because see, when you have game, this stuff is like crystal clear. Stuff is crystal clear. Like I want. Listen, if I was to tell you guys the shit that women have said and like done in, you know, interacting with me, I'll be like, come on, man, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Like I've had chicks where, you know, like I said, y'all heard I said this before, where I had the chick, she was like, oh, I feel so grateful to be seen in public with you. I've had chicks who, you know, basically like wanted to take pictures with me just because it's me. Like I'm a goddamn celebrity. Like, you know, like I said, if they saw Drake, they're like, oh, can I get a picture? I've had women that I've dealt with who want a picture with me just to look at it. You understand what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying, where that's because, and guys, what I'm saying, that's because, you know, I found value in myself first, and therefore the world, the universe, the energy comes back to me that way. You understand? See, let me see if I have this thing. Do I have this picture in my phone? Hold on. Let me see if I have this picture in my phone. You guys probably won't be able to see. Let me see. I'm going to try to see if I can find this picture real quick. Let's see if I can find this picture. If I can find it. Hold on. Because I have this picture in my phone. And I've posted this on YouTube plenty of times as a thumbnail. Let me see. Do I have this on here? So this is picture that I have. And it's an old thumbnail of this chick. I think I just posted it up on the page too. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Let me see if I can find this, because I want to show you guys something, because you're probably not going to be able to see it clearly. You're not going to be able to see it. But anyway, if you guys go, let me do my my other camera real quick. Let me do the other camera real quick, just for a second, because I want you guys. So this picture right here with me and the girl, right? Now, I have this picture on my phone. I got to find it, whatever. But anyway, if you look at the back of my head on the wall, on that wall is a note, right? That I wrote to myself that I would see damn near every morning on the wall, right? And so the note basically said, you know, on the note, it basically said, you know, I want to be on national TV. I want to, you know, model. I want to have my own business. All the things that I wrote happened. You understand what I'm saying? And it was just on my wall, and I would just see it every morning. But the thing is this, what happened is that I believed that it could happen. I saw myself that way. And then so the fucking world shifted to make it happen for me. Guys, you guys got to understand how powerful this game is. This is what I'm trying to say. So what happens is, the reason why a lot of you guys have a hard time getting women, it's not because you're unattractive. It's because you believe you're unattractive. And because you believe you're unattractive, the world is going to give you that experience. You understand what I'm saying? The world's going to give you that experience. This is what you guys don't get. So it starts with you first. So this is what I'm saying, where when you see yourself as valuable, then women will see you as valuable. And so when you see yourself as valuable and the women see you as valuable, you don't have to do more, because by you doing more, you're telling the woman subconsciously that you don't see value in you, which is why you feel like you have to do more. You understand what I'm saying? That's the thing I'm trying to get you guys to understand. Because this is the thing. If you are it, then you wouldn't have to prove you are it. Part of the reason why you're proving you are it, right, is because part of you don't believe you are, right? So you're trying to prove it to others because, see, if the others doubt you, you're actually agreeing with them and you're doubting yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? Remember, just like how I said, when you see yourself as a shit, the chick cooperating is agreeing with you that you're the shit. If somebody doubts you and then you're trying to prove to them, right, that you're this thing or this person or this way so that they can stop doubting you, what you're essentially saying is you also agree with them. You're doubting you just like they're doubting you. That's why you're acting the way you're acting. So when you're trying to give a woman more, right, you're giving her more because you sense or you feel or you think that she's going to doubt you're valuable. And so what happens is that you start acting in ways to prove you're valuable. But by trying to prove you're valuable, that's what's going to make her doubt you're valuable. You understand what I'm saying? So it goes both ways. So you're creating the doubt within her based on your actions, but your actions are happening because of the doubt you feel within yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? So either the girl doubts you off rip, you start doing more to prove her wrong, or you start doing more so that she can think you're valuable, but by you doing more, she doubts that you're valuable because of the actions you're taking by doing more. You see what I'm saying? And remember, all of this is a choice. All of it is a choice. All of it. And see, the thing is that, guys, you have to see it, right? And once you see it, right, you be it, you become that what you see. And then you create and shape the reality based on that. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is what you guys got to understand is that all of this essentially means nothing. You understand what I'm saying? You give it meaning. This is why when dudes be like, trying to rate chicks or rate themselves, or you got the fucking, these black pill dudes and they say, oh, well, you look like this or your girl looks like that. None of that shit matters. That's why it don't even matter to show niggas receipts, because none of this shit matters. Because if I'm like, for example, right? If I'm in a situation where I'm dealing with a chick, any chick, and I'm attracted to that chick, the only opinion about that chick that's important is me because I'm dealing with her. Now, if you think she's hot, cute, average, whatever, that's cool. That's on you, but it has nothing to do with me. You understand what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with me. Shout out to my dude Cambo. Make sure you guys check him out on TikTok. He be doing some good videos on TikTok. That's a fact. Right? But yeah, it has nothing to do with me. And also what happens, let me tell you how crazy this shit is, right? Shout out to my dude Steve the Dean in the building. Let me show you how crazy this shit is, right? Let me show you how ridiculous worrying about what everybody's thinking or, about you and what you do and all this other stuff is that most people's thoughts or opinions are just thoughts and opinions other people told them to think. So you're worried about what other people are thinking based on them thinking that because other people told them to think that. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Because this is how conditioning, marketing, and all of this stuff works. Let me explain to you how it works. And this is how it works in the game. I'm about to give you some real shit, right? See, and this is what I was saying about earlier, right? Is I can a person who has game, right? And this is how they fool you in society, this is how they get you. People can get you to think and believe anything they want you to think, as long as they're consistent in telling you what that thing is, right, is what it is. Meaning they'll say to you, hey, this thing right here is good. You may not at first think it's good, but you know what they're going to do? They're going to keep telling you it's good. They're going to keep showing you it's good in a way where, well, everybody else is doing it. Look how good this is. You're missing out. Oh, and you know what? This other person right here that you admire said it was good. And oh, this other person, this other girl over here that you like said it was good. And you see what I'm saying? So what happens is they keep repeating to you how good it is. And then finally what's going to happen is you're going to submit to that thought. You understand what I'm saying? But all they did was be consistent in letting you think that it was good until you thought it was good. Check this out, though. Don't you realize that you can do that to yourself? Don't you realize that you can keep telling yourself how awesome, how sexy, how fucking cool you are? You can drill that into your head. How do you guys think I got this conceited? How do you think this happened? You understand? Listen, no one on earth can tell me how awesome I am more than I can tell me how awesome I am. Nobody. You understand? I've done it I've done it enough times. Like no one can tell, like I don't need anyone else to tell me. It's already solidified here. It's done, it's finished. It's over. You understand what I'm saying? I've already said it to be so. Exactly. And Miles Lace, I can see the motherfucker. Like, April said, oh, we know. But this is what I'm saying. So the same way where a motherfucker could play a song and say, this is the new hot shit. And you're like, that's okay. Then they keep playing it. It's the new hot shit. Then your favorite other rapper said it's the new hot shit. Then they keep playing it on Spotify. It's the new hot shit. Then you go into the club. It's the new hot shit. They're basically telling you it's the new hot shit. Guess what you're gonna start saying? Yeah, that's my shit right there. That's my shit right there. You understand what I'm saying? That's how it works. You know why? Because nothing means anything. There's no meaning to anything. You give shit meaning. So if you give shit meaning, why can't you give yourself meaning? Why can't you identify with being a fucking awesome motherfucker? Why can't you do that? Why are you listening to everybody else's opinion about you? Right? You want to go to the black pill channels and call yourself a sub 5, and because you don't got a jawline, you're not attractive, and because you don't make 6 figures, you're not a high value man, and because you don't have this many followers and you're not like, why did y'all adhere to those thoughts? Nobody forced you to believe that bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Well, they did actually force you, but nobody put a gun to your head to believe it. Nobody said you had to believe the bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Because what you got to understand is that the reason why women like me is because I like me. That's it. That's it. Ain't nothing special. The only reason women are attracted to me is because I'm attracted to me. The only reason women are not attracted to you because you're not attracted to you. It's that simple. Start being attracted to yourself and women will start being attracted to you. You know why? Because when you start being attracted to your motherfucking self, right? Then what's going to happen is that you are going to look at people like they're crazy if they don't agree that you're the shit. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to be talking to a chick. She going to be like, oh, I don't want you. Like, look at this fucking idiot. She don't even recognize value. Get her the fuck up out of here. Wait, this chick not fuck with. Get her out of here. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to be insulted like, bitch, don't you see what? Get her out of here. You understand? And then when a chick is cooperating and she feeling you, you're gonna turn into fucking DJ Khaled. You're gonna be like, yo, you smart. You loyal. You understand what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, yo. Because you know what I noticed? I noticed that chicks who fuck with me and like me have really, really good taste. I noticed that. I was like, women who fuck with me have excellent taste, right? And they're smart, they're interesting, right? Like women who fuck with me, that's just how they are. You understand what I'm saying? Seriously, I just noticed that similarity with women who fuck with me and they're like, yo, Locario's the shit. I noticed that, they on point. They're on point. It's real, it's interesting how that works. But guys, we got 2 free calls. So if you guys want to call up, 646-481-3901, 646-481-3901 is the number. So we got 2 free calls right now. So make sure you guys call in. What time is it? We got another maybe 15, 20 minutes and we're going to wrap this shit up. You know what I'm saying? We're going to wrap this shit up. So guys, call in if you have a question, put a Q in the chat. Let me see what the questions are saying. Saying, who took that fantastic photo of you in April? Oh, you're talking about, hold on, let me go back to this so we can look at this fantastic photo. Hold on. I know which one you're talking about right here. This photo is excellent. Hold on, let me put it on the screen so everyone can see this fantabulous photo. So he's talking about this photo right here with me in April. Miles Cunningham took this amazing, fantastic photo. So shout out to Miles. Miles got skills. Miles got the skills, man. So let's go to 502. 502. What's popping? Who's this?
What's going on, Locario? It's Phoenix.
What's going on, fam? Appreciate the donation. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Yeah, just real quick on the subject of what you were talking about, like telling yourself you're the shit and stuff like that. Is that kind of like, it's like a manifestation, right? Like you're telling yourself you're the shit and then the universe kind of brings it to you.
Yeah,
right?
well, this
is what you're saying.
Right. Well, this is the thing. It's not even like so what it is this. It's a choice and a realization, right? Because you already are the shit, right? What happens is that we've been conditioned to think we're not, right? So what happens is popular culture, marketing, conditioning, indoctrination makes you forget who you are. You understand? So now you think you need things. Oh, I got to get this car so I can be cool. The woman is like, I got to have this makeup to be beautiful. You understand? All of these things that tell you you're not enough. So get this and then you'll be enough. You see what I'm saying? What I'm saying is you are already enough. You have to recognize it. When you recognize it, then what happens is that all you're doing is just saying what is. You see what I'm saying? So it's not a thing where, because a lot of people think, oh, you're just saying this and you don't believe it. And it's because this thing, you could still not believe it and you have a choice to not believe it. And what happens is that the universe, see, this is the thing, the universe supports everything. So the universe will also support you in thinking you suck. So if you say I suck, the universe is like, cool, I'll give you some more shit to make you think you suck. If you think you're the shit, then the universe is like, cool, I'm gonna give you more shit to support that you're the shit. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works.
Yeah, but see what I'm asking with that is, okay, so say a person does get into that line of thought that they think they ain't shit, and then they're trying to now be like, you know what? I'm saying I'm the shit. Do they have to first come to a hard realization that they ain't shit first before they can build upon that they are the shit?
No, it's not about you coming to a realization that you ain't shit, because there's no such thing as you ain't shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's really actually no such thing as that. Do you understand what I'm saying? that's only pertaining. See, this is the thing. Okay, I hate to go this far out because we'll lose some people, but fuck it. So what happens is, right. So what happens is in the material world, meaning the earth, this plane of existence, the material world, you got yin and yang, right? So in this material thing, you can say, well, this is the shit and this not the shit, because it's the opposite ends of the spectrum. This is good, this is bad, this is hot, this is cold, whatever the fuck it is, right? Now, what happens is that everything that exists because it's supposed to be here, and therefore that means that it has value. If it didn't have value, it wouldn't exist. You understand what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is that if everything that exists has value, right, that means that you, me, everything that exists is valuable and therefore is the shit. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So then what happens is, the problem is that we've been conditioned to think that we are not the shit because we think that things are separate. So now if things are separate, then I'll say, well, this right here is the shit and this right here is not the shit. So now I can separate all these things and make, but this is the thing. If everything is connected, then that means that if this is the shit, then that means this still has to be the shit. But in your mind, what happens is that if you choose to see yourself as not the shit, then what's going to happen is because everything is connected, the universe is going to show you more things to agree with you. You see what I'm saying? That you're not the shit.
Okay. So I see, because now we still, deep into that. So basically what you're trying to say that there really is no such thing as a wrong or right or good or bad, only our perspective of it.
Right. Exactly.
And that's what we label.
Right. And so you label it, this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong, whatever it is, like that, right? The issue though is that because most people, right, don't love themselves, right? Then what's going to happen is that their reality is going to reflect the fact that they don't love themselves. So there could actually be because this is the thing, whatever happens is happening. How you choose to see it is based on how you see yourself. So I always like to use this, the shoe salesman example, like, two shoe salesmen walk into a fucking village. Nobody's wearing shoes. One shoe salesman says, I'm not going to make any money. Nobody's wearing shoes. The other shoe salesman says, I'm going to make a killing because nobody wears shoes, right? So it's the same situation, two different ways of seeing it. One guy sees it in the positive of, oh, I'm going to make a killing because nobody wears shoes, so I can sell all these people shoes. The other guy sees it as, damn, nobody wears shoes, so nobody's going to buy any shoes. So what I'm saying is that the situation is neutral. Right? How you view it and how you deal with that is based on your perspective and your perception. So if you choose to see shit in this negative light, if you choose to see yourself as negative, then what's going to happen is that neutral situation, you're going to see it as negative. You're going to find a way for it to be a negative. If you see it as positive, you're going to find a way for it to be positive. You understand? And you can do this. You can do this with anything. It's just like my mentor Anthony DeMello made a joke about this. He was like how a guy wanted his wife was pregnant. And I'm paraphrasing. His wife was pregnant, and he wanted a son. And then the doctor came up to him and said, "Hey, I'm sorry to let you know that you got a daughter." And then the guy was like, "Oh, that's no problem. That was going to be my second choice." You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, he could have been like, man, fuck this, man, I wanted a son, blah, blah, blah. But his perspective was, I'm going to see this in a positive way. And it's going to be what it's going to be. So what happens is that the problem is that what most people do is that they see things in a negative way. And what happens is that they think negativity is happening to them. But it's not happening to you. You're choosing it. You understand what I'm saying? That's the thing. So you're choosing it. So any situation, because this we got to understand, all situations are neutral. You understand? All situations don't have inherent meaning in it. You create the meaning that you want to have in the situation. You see what I'm saying? That is really that simple. So this goes back to when you see yourself, right, as valuable. Then what happens is that anything that happens in your situations, right? you're going to look at it a different way versus somebody who sees himself as not valuable, right? Because let's say a guy who sees himself as valuable, a girl rejects him, right? He'll say shit like, oh, well, she just wasn't ready for a guy who's fly as me. Oh, yeah, well, that's cool. She has her type. I might not be her type, and that's all good. Or, hey, you know what? I'm glad she rejected me because that gives me more time to talk to these other girls, right? You see how everything is going in the positive way, and it's and you're saying this based on how you view yourself and how you think about yourself. The other guy's like, man, she rejected me because I'm too short. Man, she rejected me because she a bitch. Man, she rejected me because I ain't got looks, money, and status. Man, she rejected me because I ain't got a jawline. You see what I'm saying? Both guys got rejected, two different fucking, responses and thoughts about it. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, because it kind of connects what you had said the other day, like how you're already born with everything that you need. It's just up to you to discover it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Because you know what's funny? Notice when I tell niggas, talk to 25 women a day. Oh, Locario is just too, why I gotta talk to all those women? Notice that that's the response. Why is that the response? Because guys are seeing it in a negative way. Why are they seeing it in a negative way? Because they think, damn, well, that's a lot of girls that's gonna reject me. You see what I'm saying? They're already thinking, like, if I say, hey, talk to 25 women a day, right? A positive person would be like, yo, that would be so cool. I get to talk to this many women a day. That's amazing. Matter of fact, I might up it and talk to 30. This will be so fun. Like, nobody's saying that shit. You see what I'm saying? They're not saying that shit. Why? Because of how they're viewing the situation, and how they're viewing the situation is directly correlated to how they view themselves. Why? Because they are connected to everything. So when they're talking about something, guess what they're talking about? Themselves. You see what I'm saying? You see how that goes? That's right. You see what I'm talking about? That's why we say the game is about you. You see what I'm saying? It always goes back to the self. That's why it's called masculine identity. Your identity, you, yourself. You see what I'm saying? That's why I talk about cooperation. When a woman is cooperating, all she's doing is saying, I agree with how you see yourself. You see what I'm saying? So she's more in alignment with you. That's how it works.
Yeah, it's kind of like, because it kind of reminded me of kind of like when you said the person has everything that they already need. Kind of reminded me like when I used to be a personal trainer, people would always come up and go, well, how do I get abs? And I'm like, you already have them. You're already born with abs.
Exactly.
You just get rid of the fat and water that covers them.
That's a perfect example. You're right.
Like they're already there. You just get rid of the fat and the water that covers over.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So what's awesome about you is already there. You just got to take off the doubt, insecurity, judging yourself negatively. After you take off all that bullshit, then you recognize and see the value. But you can't. A lot of people can't see it now because they're so caught up in negativity. They're so caught up in what they don't have. You understand? And this is how you know, because this is the thing, right? What happens is that when you're comfortable, right? This is how you know you're comfortable. When you're comfortable, you start complaining. You understand? So this is why they'll have like the joke of the person who's at work and their whole day was ruined because the coffee machine didn't work. So the fact that you can complain about the coffee machine not working, you know how great your life has to be where that's what you're complaining about? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true, because there's other people who don't even have coffee. Other people don't even have jobs.
Right, exactly. Like damn, that fucking coffee machine just ruined my whole day. So that's how good your day is. You understand? I remember what's the guy? What's that comedian? Shit, his name is escaping me now, but he said something. He was like how he was on a plane once and then the fucking internet wasn't working, and he was like somebody was complaining about it. He's like, yo, we're flying in the air, going from this place to this place in a short amount of time, and you're complaining that your internet's not working. Like, this is like a big, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it's true. Like, a lot of people, they get so comfortable that they don't realize, you understand what I'm saying? Like, how good they have it. But again, this is the thing, is that it's about perspective and mindset. You understand? And this is what the game is about. When you have a certain perspective and a certain mindset, that's going to create the actions you take. The actions you take are going to create the outcomes you have. You see what I'm saying? So if you have a positive mindset and you're like, oh, well, oh, cool, I could talk to 25 women a day. That would be awesome. Then you start talking to 25 women a day. Guess what's going to happen? You start talking to 25 women a day. Your mouthpiece gets better. You're more confident. You have better social skills, and you're going to attract more women. But if you're complaining, man, Locario, 25 women a day, that's just too much, bro. That's a lot. Why don't these chicks just come to me? Why don't they be choosing me? Why I gotta go? You understand what I'm saying? And then that same fucking, that motherfucker gonna be complaining he ain't getting no women, right? Oh yeah, that was Louis C.K. Shout out to him. That's who I was thinking of. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it's perspective. And the problem is that when you have the perspective, right, that, there's something wrong with you and you're nothing and all these other things, that means you're disconnected from reality. And what I'm saying is that you're disconnected because what you're not understanding is that you are connected to everything. So if you're connected to everything, right, and you're saying I suck, then that means everything has to suck because you're connected to everything. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, damn.
Right. You see what I mean? So if you're part of everything and you suck, that means everything sucks.
Everything sucks.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, damn.
You see what I mean? That it's really that simple. It's really, because remember, like we were saying earlier, hot and cold water, right, seem like they're separate, but they're connected because you can't understand hot water without cold water. You can't understand up without down. You can't understand left without right. So everything is connected. So that means it's all one thing, right? So if you're left and you say left sucks, then right also has to suck because right is connected to left. You see what I'm saying? So you can't. So it's like if I say I suck, right, then I'm talking about me, right? The whole me. I just suck. So if I suck, that means my hand suck, my face sucks, my fucking my face sucks, my whole body sucks. I just suck. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if I say I'm the shit, then that means everything else that is connected to it is the shit too. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's why you're able to see things in a positive way. And you see what I mean? It's all connected. That's why when you ever notice when you're around a negative person, if their energy is very, very strong, you start to feel that negativity just seeping into you, like, you want to get away from that motherfucker.
Yeah, like when, like you said, like people who complain and stuff like that, when they sit around, they complain, you sitting there just like, ugh, and you just feel that, and you're like, nah. And then the other people, I guess, that are connected to them, they'll start complaining about the same thing, which is where we get these different pills and things from, these red pills and stuff like that.
Exactly. See, you ever notice how you ever see two people in a relationship and it's quote unquote toxic, right? And that's because they're on the same energy. Like it's toxic because they're two people who are in that same energy. See, a person who loves themselves would never be in a toxic relationship. Why? Because they're saying to themselves, I love myself too much to be in this situation. But those two people who are in that toxic relationship, they both hate themselves. So therefore, that's the level that they're at. You see what I'm saying?
And then they'll attract, the universe will throw them another toxic person, and they always in another relationship.
And check this out. You ever notice this will also happen too? I saw a reel today that April sent me, and it was a guy. It was like a skit, and the guy was on a date with a chick, and the chick was like talking to him, and she was like, "Oh, let me, and they was in a car. She was like, "Hey, you should stop and get some gas. I'll get some gas for you." And he's like, "What do you mean you're gonna get the gas?" He was like, "Well, you're taking me out. The least I could do is get you some gas." And he was like, "Yo, you know what? This ain't gonna work out. You too good for me. This ain't gonna work out, right?" And it was a joke, but it's some real shit in there, because when you don't believe you deserve good shit, you're gonna push it away. But it makes sense that you push it away because you're not on the same vibration as the good shit you think you want. This is why sometimes when a chick rejects you, it's not because she don't like you, it's because she don't like herself. So because she don't like herself, she doesn't think that you're going to like her. So she pushes you away before you can reject her. Before she can experience the shit she feel like is going to eventually happen, which is you're going to find out that she ain't shit and she's whack, and that's going to make her feel bad. So let me push him away first before he can find out that I ain't shit.
Which is why when like as you learn the game and you get more on point, then you start getting less women because those women ain't on point. They like, yo, I can't keep up with this.
You see how it goes?
So it's like, I see what you're saying. It's like its own mosquito repellent.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly what happens. It's the same thing with information. See, you got to understand the reason why, guys like myself, Steve, 50, Miles or whatever, and just guys like us who spit this game, EO, you understand what I'm saying? The reason why you won't see us with millions of views is because most people are not at that level to be at that same wavelength, to be at that same vibe. You understand what I'm saying? And that's really what it is. So what happens is that they would need to elevate to get there to see it. Because the vibe already exists. They gotta elevate themselves to see it. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say cooperation. And I don't teach you guys to chase a woman, because cooperation means the woman is at the same level as you. This is why she's cooperating. This is why she's agreeing with you. This is why she's going in the same direction. So if a woman is resisting, then y'all are not on the same vibe.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? Right. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that when you're trying to make a woman like you, right? All you're basically doing is that you're trying to force a situation that shouldn't be happening. Because what really needs to happen is you should be dismissing that woman so that she can actually get to the point where she needs to be able to be with a guy like you. So if you're at a different vibe and she's at a different vibe, right? You shouldn't be trying to force her to get with you, because it's not going to work, because she's not there yet. It's not, no matter what you do, the shit's not going to work. You understand what I'm saying? So even if you try to wear her down, this is why shit sort of falls by the wayside, and it's like a struggle, because she's not there yet. She's not ready. You see what I'm saying? So this is why you got to dismiss her and let her go and let her be. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what can happen is that at some point, she can get to that point where she's ready to make it happen. And this happens for a lot of aspects of life. You have people who, for example, they want to lose weight and they're not ready to lose weight. Why? Because they keep going back to eating a bunch of shit. They're still lazy and everything like that. Something has to happen in their mindset to say, damn, you know what? I really want to really make this happen. Like I'm coming to the realization that I need this to go down this way. And then at that point, they're ready, and then you end up seeing them eating right, they're losing weight, they're doing all this other stuff. But 2 years ago, they wasn't ready. You see what I'm saying? So right now, so what happens is those people were being resistant to the work that needed to be done in order to get where they wanted to go. Now, they're being cooperative with the work that needs to get done to get where they need to go. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, because it's kind of like what you said with the person who's trying to lose weight. If they ain't ready, because I see them come in there, they'll hire personal trainers and get their new gym outfit, but they still be fat or they get fatter because they're not ready to lose that weight. But the people who's ready to lose it, they go in there and lose, and they don't need a personal trainer. They might ask for a little guidance here and there, but they're already on that path to do that.
Yeah, you know,
and nobody has to pull them.
Yeah, because this is the thing. I remember this was years ago. I was gonna coach this woman. She sent me the money. This is like thousands of dollars too, but she wasn't ready to be coached. And I refunded her. I said, listen, you're not ready for this. You know what I'm saying? Because part of her being ready for it was she wasn't ready to listen. She wasn't ready to take action. She wasn't, and part of it was she was still, caught up in this fear. And I was trying to, help her get past it. But the thing was that even before getting her to get past that, she still wasn't ready to actually make things happen because she wasn't ready to admit that she needed help. That was the funny part. So she came to me for help, but she wasn't ready to admit that she needed help through her action. So her actions was telling me she wasn't ready to really get the work done because she didn't really think she needed as much help as she wanted, but that was going on in her ego. You see what I'm saying? So now what needs to happen is she needs to go through something, and this is what happens to a lot of people. They need to go through a situation in some form or fashion that sort of shakes their world up in a lot of cases to where it's like they've almost hit rock bottom to where they're like, shit, like I really got to get my shit together because I've been fronting, faking all this time. And what happens is, and this is what's so amazing about life. Life is always going to keep giving you what you're asking for. And then once you start saying, oh shit, you know what? I don't want this anymore. I want something different. That's when you change. And that's when life is going to give you the other thing that you really want. But remember, it always starts from you. This is why people got to understand how powerful they are, how valuable they are, because everything is a choice. That person was choosing to lose. And now they say, damn, I've been losing for so long. You know what? I got to choose to win now. And once they choose to win and be consistent with that, that's when winning starts to happen. You understand what I'm saying? It's really that simple.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So it's kind of like when a person, until they're ready to go through that because they haven't hit that place to what they want to do, by you being a person that say, you've elevated, if you go lowering yourself and trying to pull that person along with you, you're kind of essentially robbing them of their opportunity to grow.
Right. Exactly. And see, that's the thing is like, part of it is, like I said, I'm not going to try to convince a woman to be in any situation with me. What you do is that she has to recognize the value. If she recognizes the value, what happens is she'll cooperate. If she's not cooperating, that's a sign that shouldn't happen. You see what I'm saying? And see, the thing is, a lot of times, for example, the pickup artists, what they do is that they take those situations and they're trying to push through it because they think that if they get things going, that it was their skill or whatever the fuck it is that pushed through it to get it cracking. But this is the thing they don't understand. What they don't understand is that they haven't really done anything but just delayed the inevitable. Meaning they delayed the fact that this woman doesn't really like them. And on the back end, some bullshit's going to happen later on down the line. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is the thing. You can't. So what it is that you can't force the universe to sort of bend to your will. What happens is the universe bends to your will once you decide to make a choice to change or to be a certain way. You understand what I'm saying? That's really all it is. So what happens is that when you have a certain mindset and you understand this, right, and you understand how everything is connected, then what you don't do is you don't force, you don't basically you don't swim upstream. You go with the flow. You understand? It's like right. It's like Alan Watts said this once. You guys should check him out. He's a philosopher. He said, like, if you were standing here and somebody put a hook in your hand, right, and they started pulling the hook, right, he was like, it'll be less painful if you go with the direction they're pulling the hook with versus going the opposite direction of where they're pulling. Do you see what I'm saying? Because if you're going against it, that's going to be more painful than going with it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's kind of like, so we can look at ourselves, say we're like a lake, and depending on what kind of lake you are, is what the universe is going to flow into you. So if you're a positive, then the universe will flow positive things in you, but we don't never try to change that up or nothing like that.
Right. And also too, this is the thing you got to understand too, and it gets even deeper. Sometimes what happens is that once you get out of your ego, then you're not going to be upset about certain things happening. And why is that? Because remember, since all things are connected, you have to understand that certain things are in play and you're part of the situation that's in play for other things to occur. So let me give you an example, right?
Okay.
Let's say let's say you're talking to a woman and you're attracted to her or whatever it is like that, right? And let's say you have like let's say like you want to talk to her, you talking to her, you're attracted to her and she rejects you, right? Now you're upset because she rejected you and you're like, damn, I wanted her. That's fucked up, man. I wish you know, you understand what I'm saying? Now you're upset that she rejected you, right? Now, let's say what happens is that because she rejected you, right? Something else that was supposed to happen happened, and it was 10 times better for you than getting with that woman. You understand what I'm saying? But you didn't know that. But it was the rejection was supposed to happen because something else was supposed to happen for you. That's the reason why you got rejected in that situation. You understand what I'm saying? So you were mad, but the rejection happened because that was supposed to happen in the situation. Right now, let's flip a situation. Let's flip that again. Let's say the same scenario, right? Let's say, you know, you talking to the girl, she rejects you, right? And let's say you're upset because she rejected you. But what happened was she was supposed to reject you because she's been dealing with guys that she's attracted to for so long and all of them doing her dirty. And that was getting her into fucked up situations. And you were another guy who she was attracted to. She was like, you know what? He's attractive, but I got to say no. Right. And because she said that, then what happened is that point made her go in another direction in order to better herself to go in that path that she should have gone in, you know what I'm saying, in the first place. Right. And so a lot of times what happens is that things are occurring because there were quote unquote better things that's supposed to happen for you. You understand? And this is the kicker. This is the one that's going to kick you in the ass. Sometimes shit happens not in your favor, but in the favor of the other person. So follow what I'm saying here. Follow what I'm saying.
Okay.
Let's say you fucking a chick, right? And that chick really wants a boyfriend, but you're just like, I'm just trying to fuck this girl or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And this girl is starting to fall in love with you, and she wants you to be her man, right?
Right.
She wants you to, but you're just fucking her, right? And she's kind of throwing hints that that she wants you to be her man, but you know you ain't never gonna wife this chick up, right? Guess what's gonna happen? You gonna end up trying to fuck her for like the 7th time or some shit, and your dick ain't gonna work. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh shit! Okay.
And so you're like, what the fuck? Why my dick ain't working? I'm not getting hard in the shit, whatever. And you're like, fuck. So then she sees you again another time. The second time, for whatever reason, you fuck her for maybe 2 minutes, then your dick stopped working. You're like, what the fuck is going on? So your dick is not working. It's gonna sound crazy. Your dick is not working because God is making your dick not work, so that woman will stop fantasizing about you being her man, because she's gonna say, well, his dick's not working, I'm losing interest in him, let me move on. She's gonna move on and meet the next guy she's supposed to be in a relationship with. You understand what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So to you, it's your detriment. You're like, fuck. Well, my dick, this is some bullshit, right? But that had to happen for her.
For her to go on it and get
you
what
see what I'm
she
saying?
needs from the universe.
That's what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying. So now, what I'm telling you is that when you're out of your ego, you're going to stop getting mad at shit like that, because what happens is that in your ego, you're going to be like, fuck, I lost this chick because of this happening. This some bullshit, blah, blah, blah. But when you're not living in your ego, you say that everything that happens was supposed to happen for some good reason, even if it's not a good reason for you.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, because when you get out of your ego, it causes you to view the world in a panoramic,
right?
Not just a little small window.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like to bring it back full circle, what you were saying. So say you've been with a woman, you've been dealing with her, y'all been together or whatever. The woman starts kind of tripping, and you have to charge her because obviously she don't. She's like, you like, damn, this woman don't recognize the value, which then causes her to go, damn, I hit rock bottom. I lost out on the good dude. because I wasn't at his level. Then she does the work, betters herself, meets another dude that comes on up, and then now she gets what's for her. That dude gets a good woman, but then the universe also in turn, another dude might have did the same thing to another woman. She brings herself up. She meets you. She's at your level where you need her to be, and then now you got yourself a good woman.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, so the thing is, a lot of times what happens is that, you know, and I've heard some spiritual teachers say this. They say that, you know, everything that's happening is happening for you. You understand what I'm saying? It's happening in your favor, because in that same scenario, in that same situation where I talk about where your dick wasn't working and the girl's like, fuck, I got to move on. What could be happening also for you is let's say you were egomaniac. You understand what I'm saying? That could help you, you know, calm that ego down. You understand what I'm saying? And all I'm saying is that it's again, it goes back to perspective and how you see the world. Because you could say, damn, man, my shit wasn't working and that's fucked up and blah, blah, blah. And then you could or you could also say, you know what? It's kind of good it wasn't working because I wasn't trying to wife this chick up anyway. She's getting a little too close. So let me move on and you know what I'm saying? Let me move on to something else. You see what I mean? So it's the way that you look at shit. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times when you look at things in a certain way, right? That changes, you know, your experience, and it changes how things work out in these situations, which causes you to say, oh, well, you know what? Because I decided to look at it this way, this is how it felt, and this is the direction I went in. But remember, it was all your choice. And then you can say, oh, damn, because I looked at it in this way, this is why this other thing happened that I didn't like. And it was my choice to look at it that way and go down that direction. So this is what I'm saying, everything's a fucking choice. That's what you guys got to understand. So this goes back to the main topic of today. We're talking about, you know, the value is that you have to choose to see yourself as valuable. And once you choose yourself to see yourself as valuable, that's when women will see you as valuable. But the thing is that the belief of value, the knowing of value, has to be coming from you and only you. You understand what I'm saying? Because what happens is when it comes from you and only you, then you recognize and see it reflected out into the world, which is also you. Because remember, everything's connected. You see what I'm saying? So even when a woman says no, like I said, that's cool, because you should say no, because I know that you have to say no because other women are going to say yes. I know that you're going to have to give me resistance because we're not at the same vibe. I know you're going to have to not want to fuck me because I need pushback because I can't fuck everybody. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Keeps you kind of humble in a way.
Yeah, you can't. Listen, bro, if you could fuck everybody, you probably wouldn't get shit done at sometimes. You just be fucking everybody. But sometimes you need chicks to tell you no to balance shit out. You understand what I'm saying? That's how it is. You see what I mean?
Yep. And the pain only comes from when you're trying to fight against it.
Right. Exactly.
If you just let it go and let it flow.
Exactly.
Then it's all good.
Exactly. And that's why you appreciate the women. See, the reason why I appreciate women who cooperate is because I also appreciate women who don't. You see what I'm saying? Women who don't cooperate are just as important as women who do cooperate. You see what I'm saying? Because we need both. You see what I'm saying? I need for women to say no, not return my call, leave me on red, fucking be uncooperative and weird and all. I need that. You feel what I'm saying? I need all that shit. I need the droughts. You know why I need the droughts? Because there's times where shit is just popping off like crazy. I need the times where it's like, damn, shit ain't popping off. I need all of it. All of it is essential because all of it is connected. All of it is the thing. You see what I'm saying? And that's why you don't need to feel no type of way about nothing, because everything that's happening, again, is for your own good. You see what I'm saying? That's all it's about.
Okay. Oh, man, that's all, man, that's dope how it all connects, man.
Now, real shit, man. But yeah, Phoenix, I appreciate the call, brother. I'm about to
I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna drop another 10 in there, man. I really appreciate this.
Yes, sir.
As always, man. I'll holler at you later, though.
All right. Peace. All right. Let me kill the phone lines real quick. We're about to head up out of here. Just answer some of these questions and we're going to be gone. So how do I get a woman to see me as valuable other than my looks, money, status? Listen, you got to see yourself as valuable and about based on who you are. Excuse me. It's damn up here. Burping is crazy. But then she'll see you as valuable based on who you are. It's that simple. So Locario, wouldn't doing less in some instances cause a woman to fall back because she may think the dude ain't really into her? Yeah, well, that's kind of like what I was talking to the other guy on a call earlier, was that the thing is she's into you, right? Which is why she likes that she's getting anything from you. But also what happens is some will fall back because they may think you're not into them and their insecurity causes them to fall back. So that also happens. But that's what I said with the vibe. She's just not ready. You understand? If she's not ready, then she's going to be out of there. So what would you say to a girl that says she doesn't like being seen in public with you, but just like sleeping with you? Well, those are chicks that sometimes they just want to, a fuck buddy, but they don't want to be, seen out with you because, their reputation in the community, in the streets, could be some other shit. You understand what I'm saying? You said, are you talking about manifesting? Well, to an extent, but the thing with manifesting is that you're already manifesting all the time. Everything that you have in your situation, every experience that you're going through, you've manifested it. You understand what I'm saying? You said women are attractive when she says yes, men are attractive when he says no. Are you talking about the agreeable versus disagreeable? Said I wrote a whole page of my dream girl and put it on my desk. Why haven't I found her? What is your dream girl, Felix? You got to call in next show. You said, Mr. Carr, how did you become so conceited? Well, I say it like this. I'm being facetious when I say conceited, but not really. It's like more so like it's more so just like I appreciate myself and I love myself a lot. You understand what I'm saying? Like a lot. You understand? Like a whole lot. Says these women you're talking about, are they 9s and 10s? No, they're all 0s, 1s, and 2s, Ruben. They're all 0s, 1s, and 2s. I don't know what you're talking about with 9s. And what's a 9 and 10? I only date girls who are negative 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and negative 12s. Niggas is gonna they're gonna clip that. Locario dates 1s and 2s. So who is this self you keep talking about? If you're not the body, you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions, you are not the stories you tell yourself, then what is the self? Consciousness. That's what, and that's a great question because a lot of philosophers talk about that too. What is the self, right? Because, like I said, everything is connected. So the self, I look at it as everything. You understand what I'm saying? It's God. You understand? It's everything in existence. See, this is why a lot of times when you understand how the connectedness of everything, it's hard to be kind of like it's hard to be like violent and mean. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you see things as a part of you, it's like, why would I want to hurt myself? If I'm connected to this person, why would I want to hurt this person when this person basically is me? Because we're all connected. You understand what I'm saying? Now, again, there are certain situations where because you are on the material world and there are individuals and that person, let's say, might try to harm you, then you got to defend yourself. You understand? But I'm just talking, objectively. Says Mr. Carr, how does one progress if they think they are not enough? Well, you have to recognize that you are. And a lot of times recognizing that you are comes from you, seeing value in yourself and loving yourself, how you are without all the things that people have conditioned you to believe that you need in order to think that you're enough by all these other, all that other garbage they say that you need. Can't to do much or so what? Can to do much or show less when you're texting a girl. I'm going over this girl's house tonight and she's texting me back like crazy. Just be like, hey, listen, I'll see you later. We'll talk more when I get there. See you later. That's what you gotta do. He said, do you think that leading a woman is similar to raising a child? Not necessarily. There could be some similarities, but not necessarily. You say, because a woman's still a grown ass person, so it's not like the same as a child, but there are similarities. You said, so you telling me these apologies will get me women? Apologies? What are you talking about? What about if we have anger problems? What do you mean? And what context are you talking about that? Why would you have anger problems about what? So obviously April has earned more of you, but I'm wondering how often she gets to see you on a weekly basis. We see each other like 5 times a week. Says, so when you do some bitch ass shit when dealing with a female, you saying that was supposed to happen for you to learn something? Yes, absolutely. Yes. Oh, fucking yes. Because the bitch ass shit you did, you learn from it, which gives you a different perspective, which can help you later on down the line when you're trying to level up. You said, if I'm in a polyamory relationship and you smashing other women, do you need to let them know you got a girl, or that's not important until you decide to make her your second girl? Yeah, you don't need to let them know you got a chick. That's really none of their business. Now, you don't want to lie if that sort of conversation happens. You understand what I'm saying? So if you randomly met a chick at a bar somewhere, you're out with your boys, you met a chick at a bar, and y'all start kissing, making out, and you're like, hey, it was good meeting you. I'm about to head up out of here. Or let's say she's out of town, she's leaving town the next day and all this other shit. Yeah, I just had a little fun kissing and, just that. She don't need to know that you got a girlfriend. That's what I'm saying. That's none of her business. All she needed to know is you're attracted to her, she's attracted to you, you guys are kissing. That's all you need to know. You understand? Now, the only time it becomes her business is if, like you said, you are taking it to that level where it's a whole nother thing and she might become part of your situation. Then, you understand what I'm saying? So April said, I think the honest thing to do is telling people up front so they don't develop feelings if it's not their jam. So that's what I'm saying. If it's a situation where this is a chick gonna keep seeing, a situation where this is gonna be some consistent thing, then, then it needs to be, some type of shit you talk about. But if you're like on vacation in the Maldives somewhere with your boys and shit, and y'all clubbing and you meet a chick and you have a one night stand, you don't need to be, I need to let you know that I have a girlfriend. You ain't got to talk about all that bullshit. So you ain't got to talk about that. It's none of her business. You saw when it's been consistent over 2 weeks or so. 2 weeks is not consistent. You understand what I'm saying? Like, meaning, like, what are you doing? Like, what do you mean? Like, you smashed her twice in 2 weeks? Is that what you're saying? You're saying? Consistent means that you've been like seeing this girl for like 4 to 6 months. Y'all hooking up, like consistently and shit. And she's showing signs that she's, trying to be a girl. Then you might need to have a conversation. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But listen, guys, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm about to wrap this up. Make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com. Make sure you guys go to masculineidentity.com, masculineidentitymembership.com, and shoplocario.com. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow for the Real Game, No Theory show. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. And I will holler at you guys later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm going. I'm out. Listen, ask me if I care. I promise I don't care. She told me that she got hurt in the past. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm thinking, what's up with all of that ass? I ain't tricking, bitch, don't ask me about cash. Why these hoes be telling me all they problems? I ain't saving them, ain't my fault they got them. I can't solve them and I could never stop them. All I'm concerned with is hitting the bottom.
She got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life. She got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life.
This girl's looking for a listening ear. Don't she notice that I really don't care? I'm a man, she should go choose the bear. I'll explain to her that life isn't fair. Why you wanna talk to me about your life? I'm just trying to hit, I don't want a wife. You lie saying you want somebody nice. He has your back, you stab his with a knife. You be wanting your friends to be men. You know you don't care about none of them. Or I should say they don't care about you. They only there cause they hoping to screw. You saying guys only want one thing. You frontin' as if you don't want flings. You want the guy with dough, you want bling. Now you wanna be a queen, you want kings. Why you tryna search for a gentleman? Do you think that's how you will get a man? You don't understand, so you won't get a man. I don't want to talk, I am not Letterman.
She got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life. She got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. She's got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life. She got scarred in her life. I don't care about her life.
Step up your game and go to shoplocario.com. That is the place where you can get my books, audio, and video programs in one place. All you got to do is type in shoplocario.com and step up your game today. Game Kings 2, The Definition of Man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below. Click the link below or go straight to MrLocario.com to get the documentary Game Kings, The Definition of Game.
Because Locario, in my opinion, is the best dating coach on YouTube or whatever the fuck. Everything he says, ambulance. Everything he says, I have nothing against him. I have no contradiction. Everything